Well, good evening, everybody. It's towards the end of April here. It's about 8 o'clock at night, and I just got home from visiting family up in Indiana. My oldest boy had a football camp in Indianapolis this afternoon and this morning. And, just got home to Kentucky. Of course, 8 o'clock at night, came out here to the apiary, and of course, there's a swarm. Decent size, I'd say medium in size. But this is the second swarm of the season. So I don't know how good this video is going to be because I'm trying to beat daylight here and get this hive in the swarm as quickly as I can. I ended up missing a massive swarm. I didn't really miss, but I couldn't get them. They were like 25, 30 feet up in this tree behind the apiary here. And by the time I formulated a plan, unfortunately, they had taken off. So I'm going to go ahead and try to get this swarm in a hive here as soon as possible. So, I'm sorry if the video is kind of terrible, but I'm trying to do this in a hurry. So I cleared out some of the brush here underneath this tree so I can try to get my ladder in here. I'm just going to try to cut this branch off and gently walk them over there to a hive that I have ready. Of course, the ground's never even over here. There we go. And since this is my own property, I don't care if I lop the living crap out of this tree because I really don't care about this cedar. All right, I'm just gonna try to trim around them without hopefully disturbing them too much. And I'm gonna take this whole branch down with them. Why do they always have to land in my cedar trees? Like literally the most pain in the butt tree to try to get a swarm out of. It's like they do this on purpose, Ugh. Of course, I have no idea which colony these came out of. If this is a primary swarm and there's a mated queen in here, she's likely a 2022 because most of my queens have yellow dots on them. That swarm I caught off the Osage tree, I'll show you that. I may have already posted the video since then, but that was a cast swarm and that virgin successfully mated. And I went ahead and marked her red because I found eggs already in that new colony, which is awesome. It's always exciting as a beekeeper when that happens. All right, just trying to see if so they're on this main branch here, but I want to make sure it's free of everything else before I try to pull it down. Oh, the joys of cedars. And then I'll show you how I just try to gently shake them on the hive and once again, pray the queen got in there or they'll come right back out. Okay. Sorry, girls. I'm trying to separate you here. I've seen YouTube videos of like people walking up to a swarm and like, oh, there's the queen, and they just like pluck her off. put her in the little cage. I've never had that luck. Not once. Not once. But hey, first time for everything. I'm looking. That'd be pretty amazing. Yeah, that's gonna be a big fat no. And I'm running out of daylight, so I think everything's free. Again, what I'm trying to avoid is with these cedar trees, they can easily get hung up, and when I'm bringing this down, I'm trying to keep the cluster together. I think they're free, so here's the fun part. This is where you wish you had 3 hands. I don't know how you guys do it, but this is how I do it. You gotta be smart about this and make sure you're holding above where you're cutting. Okay, all right. Knew that engineering degree would come in handy at some point. Yeah. And one of them just popped me on the hand there. Hang on. Scrape that out. And if they're going to be mean, I'll just put gloves on. Get the sack out. Now, stinger's still in there. Oh, and a tick crawling on me. See how fun this is, guys? Oh, lost several of them, but maybe I still have the queen. So let's give this a shot here. Again, I'm hoping the queen's in here, but we'll find out. I'm gonna pause the video and try to move the camera with one hand, and then I'll show you how I hive them, so stay tuned. All right, did the best I could here, guys. Again, this is why I hate cedar trees for swarms, so I try to just get my hands on both sides, center it, and you don't want to slam the bees onto the box because likely their bellies are full of honey, and you could hurt them, injure them. So you kind of want to be gentle, but you got to shake them enough to try to get all these bees off the branch. And again, hopefully get the queen in here. Since a lot of bees fell to the ground over there, I'm gonna go look in a few minutes, because if the queen fell on the ground, you will see a cluster of bees surrounding her on the ground. And then I'll use this queen clip here to go grab her, and then I'll stick her in the hive with the rest of these bees, and hopefully they won't just immediately leave. So here's how you do it. You just grab both ends here, try to keep them centered over the hive, and just give them a few gentle shakes. Try to get them off the branch. I set the branch over, and then I quickly try to get this inner cover on the bees. Get the branch stuff out, and you got to try to I try not to squish bees, so I try to coax them out of the way here. Get them off the edge of the hive there. Of course, I don't have a smoker with me. Generally, swarms are pretty calm. And generally, you can get them out of the way if you just kind of go in little circular motions like this. And I'm going to find out pretty quickly if we got the queen inside the hive, or at least they should start nasing-offing here. So I'm just going to keep an eye. They're pretty disoriented right now, trying to figure out what just happened and where she went. I'll bring the camera in here. I think I still have that stinger in my hand. Okay, let me grab the camera here, bring you in. I think that's a positive sign because they're sort of fanning at this one entrance here. That's an entrance right there, and they're all fanning around it. We got some bees on the ground here. I'm gonna have to, maybe I can make a little bridge for them. There, will that work? See if that'll work. And if they start climbing that and going up in there, that's a really good sign. But I'm looking for the queen down here. I'm gonna be looking for the queen in several different spots. It could be a virgin queen, although this could have been a primary swarm because it was decent in size. It'd be really awesome if I saw like a white or yellow dot. I'd have my answer pretty quick. So let's see if they, I mean, they're fanning there. That's a good sign. So if you missed my first swarm video, these bees have a Nasonov gland on the bottom of their butts. And they pump a pheromone out that tells all the bees that are flying around here that the queen is hopefully inside here, that they found her. Trying to get those flying bees and all the other bees to come up here into the box. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on them. I'm gonna look for the queen here real quick, just. No, I don't see her. I don't see her. Let's see how many bees are on the floor over here. And it's quite a few, isn't it? And I'm gonna try to bring those up and shake them in if I can. And I'll look for the queen down here. She may be down here. That would stink. But such is the life of trying to capture swarms. I mean, this is what happens. See that little cluster right back up in there too? She may still be up there. So I'll cut that down and shake that on top as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off because this is hard to do while recording, and I'll let you guys know how it turns out. Okay, on second look, this is actually a pretty large swarm. So I've managed to get quite a bit of the bees that were on the ground. I've managed to kind of get them up and on here, and I'll just quickly show you. I mean, that's a large swarm. So good signs though. I'm pretty sure the queen's in here just based off what I'm seeing. A lot of good signs here that they're fanning at this entrance. There were some bees on the ground. I was trying to give them the IPM board to shimmy up. So most of them that were on the ground walked up into the entrance here. They're fanning the entrance here, so I'm cautiously optimistic she's in there. So I'm gonna give all the flying bees a little bit more time to settle down and land in here. And they're even kind of fanning right here where the inner cover meets the deep box. So that's a good sign too. Okay, I mean, that was a quick capture and hive because I'm almost out of daylight here. So the sun's about down. So this will be hive number 11, I think. And like I said, I keep these chips. So I'll wait out here about 10 more minutes. If there's any more, I'm gonna go back there and look on the ground again, just try to get any stragglers that I can. But I feel pretty confident that I got the queen in there based on what I'm seeing. But man, I mean, that was a big swarm. I thought it was like medium size, but I mean, this deep box is packed. So now the question is, which colony did they come out of? I have my suspicions. It may be this colony number 5 here. I don't know. I don't even have to open them up. I can just look under here with a mirror and probably be able to tell. But this colony and this colony were my 2 biggest colonies, and that's why I had the hog half comb on these, because I figured these would be the best colonies with enough bees to start drawing wax out to make that wax comb. There's still some bees that are going back to this little limb here, so I keep coming back and cutting off little pieces of the limb and shaking it in front of the hive. I'll probably do that tomorrow, where all the flying bees come back and cluster on this little bitty branch here, because they have no idea that their queen is now over there. And then there's still a few on the ground here. Not a ton. There was like almost half of them dropped on the ground there. So I'm still trying to gather these and put them back in the hive the best I can. I just kind of scoop up some of the brush and then just drop them on that IPM board in front of the hive, and they've been scurrying up and into the hive. So again, a good sign. But yeah, that's it. So got another nice swarm here. It was large. It was a lot larger than I thought it was. So, and if it's a primary swarm and I've got a mate, a queen even in there, even better. I'll probably leave them alone for, 2, 3, 4 days. I may put some sugar syrup on here to help them draw, because I've got 5 drawn frames in there and 5 undrawn. So I may just give them a bucket of sugar syrup to give them a boost and help them draw that wax out and give them some food. I'm sure their tummies are full of nectar now. However, a colony that size could burn through it pretty quick, although they're going to convert some bees into foragers, and I would expect to see orientation flights and foraging going on in this hive tomorrow. I'll come back out and check on it. I may shoot a quick video just to show you guys the progress, but anyway, I'm gonna wait a few more minutes, put the top on this one, and call it a night before dark hits. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.